What's going on, guys? Today we're installing a 7.6 Fisher HD plow on a 2017 Ford F150 Lariat Ecoboost. Now this plow originally came off of a 2016 V8 plow prep package, and what we're seeing here is that these bolts do not line up like the V8 did because the Ecoboost has a front mount intercooler. Today we're going to go over everything from removing the air dam, removing the tow hooks. We're going to have to take off that front bumper there, and we're going to do some customization on here. We're going to show you step by step on how it gets done and install this plow properly. Alright guys, one of the first things you want to do is on the Ecoboost, here is your front mount intercooler. Here's the bracket that holds it up. We are going to actually remove this. Take it down. There's your intercooler there. From there, we're going to remove the tow hooks. You are going to have to take the air dam off. You are going to have to cut this plastic that's attached to the front bumper as well too, so the tow hooks could actually fit in there for the actual plow mounts. Mike, why don't you put the plow mount up there? Show him. Right, there you go. That's why you have to cut that in place and remove that mount in order to make it work. From there, we are going to have to take off the front bumper. In order for that hole right there, we are going to have to drill a hole through the frame in order for the plow mount to be secured properly. So after you get to this step, next thing we're going to do, we're going to take off that front bumper. Guys, we're going to be removing the front bumper here. We need to take this front protector shield off. Okay, make sure you don't break any of the clips that are in here. We're going to demonstrate very quickly how easy it is to remove these. Mike, why don't you put them in?
Alright, so this style clip, if you never mess with one of these, you'll see that it has a little indent here. You can put a screwdriver in that part. You pry it up a little bit. You probably pull the rest up with your finger like that. And you just take the whole thing out like that. And then you get a tool like this. You could probably use a screwdriver as well, but this is the proper tool to use for this. Stick it under this piece and wedge it out, and you take the whole piece out. You should have two pieces like this.
What we're going to do is we're going to remove this cover here. As you see, we have some different bolts. We have some different pins that are in here. Take your time taking them all out. This is going to take a good amount of time, 20 minutes, half hour, take your time. Once you get those out, we're going to start going into the side mounts here to remove that in order to remove the whole bumper. All right, guys, now we're ready to take off the front grille here. What we had to do is go to the inner wheel well here. There's two 7mm bolts that we had to take out. Little by little, you're going to take these little plastic push pins out all the way across. You have some plastic push pins right here. You're gently, very gently going to pull this plastic piece back over the housing of the headlight. As you can see in there, it has some clips. We also have some clips over here as well too. Then deep down inside here, we have an 8mm bolt. You're going to remove that as well too. And then as we come across over here, a lot of people don't see this right here. I don't know if it's on all trucks. What we had to do is we had to spread this black piece across this metal clip that's holding that in place. In order to remove this, you're going to do the same thing on the opposite side of the headlight, and then from there, the front grille should just come out. Next step, we're going to remove the front bumper to get over to those push plates. The front bumper, you're going to have to do is you see one bolt, two bolts. You're going to have to take those bolts out. It's a little bracket right here that's holding it up. It's gonna look just like this. Then in the back of this bumper, there's another bolt that's holding this in place. Once you remove that, and of course you're gonna have to disconnect those fog lights, the front bumper is gonna come right off. Right on the underside back of the bumper, there's your fog light, that's right there. Here's the final bolt that you're gonna have to remove in order for the bumper to slide out. All right, guys, now that we got this front bumper off here, placed in our bracket, We're mounting it right now. We noticed that this bracket right here, where we need to put a bolt in, there is no hole on the frame. So we are going to have to drill a hole there to secure it with the lock nut. Besides that, all your other bolts on this side line right up. Should be straightforward from there. All right, so we have the mounts on. This is the new bolt. We had to drill that in there in order for this bracket to work on the frame. Same thing on the other side here. Once everything's locked and secured, you guys are going to cut these off right here. Little progress here.
On this specific truck, we had to drill out this hole too. It's really a slot, but you gotta make it into a hole to get this bolt through.
Once that's all done, you guys are gonna be ready to get the bumper on. All right, so we started to do the wire harness here. Ran the power line. We haven't connected it yet. The power line going down. Hit the wires coming across here. We have the other plow connection coming down. Now you do have to remove the air box in order to do all your connections with the wire harness. What we did here is we just snuck the harness in the back corner here over near the headlight. Ran that control power line right through the firewall. There's already a slot there that you can sneak it in. We're gonna customize that a little bit later. We're just roughing everything in right now. Getting the air box back on, making sure everything's nice and neat before we close everything up. Start putting that front bumper back on. All right, now that we're getting the bumper back on, and we have the wires coming in, we snuck them around here and we're bringing them down forward. And what we had to do here is if we remove this, you'll see here, we put a little tiny cut and slit on each side. So that way the wire will actually sneak out in between where the license plate holder is. So that way it's nice, professional, quick hookup. They're not in the way of these plastic pieces that we have here. Make everything quick and convenient. Excellent. All right, guys, and there you have it. A Fisher HT plow on a 2017 F150 Lariat Ecoboost.